Hi friends, I would like to greet you and congratulate you because you are the pioneers that are helping ground 5D on planet Earth. So yeah friends, today's topic we will be discussing a little bit about attachment, non-attachment connected to the masculine polarity, okay? Because the masculine polarity is that polarity that basically creates grounds in the material realm. Okay, you can see a slight moon up there. I don't know if you can see it. Yes, that speck there right in the center. Okay, so today I'm letting you see this beautiful scenery around while I talk about the recent growth lessons that this twin flame journey has got me. So friends, from the time Saturn went retrograde, okay, and now Mars has entered Taurus, which happens to be my 12th house, and is conjunct with Jupiter there, okay, because Jupiter is in transiting in Taurus this year until May or something. I think April, May. Yes, Jupiter is transiting in Taurus, and Mars is conjunct with Jupiter since 12th July to 25th August. Okay, now you have the sign of Taurus, okay, which is governed by the planet Venus, which is the grounding sign. Then you have Jupiter. Okay, watch those clouds rise up from nowhere. Watch that. Oh my god. Okay, so all right. We have the Taurus sign, okay, which is the grounding sign ruled by the planet Venus. Then we have Jupiter, which is also a masculine planet, but that's more like a spiritual planet. And then we have Mars, okay. So more, it's like Mars and Venus energy, which is all about grounding, okay. And then if you look away from the house, second house, which is Taurus, uh, and look at Saturn, okay, so you consider three planets now. You consider the sign Taurus, you consider Mars, and you consider Saturn. All these three planets are grounding energy because Saturn is basically the system, the structure, okay. Venus is about making life comfortable, all those comforts, okay. And of course, Mars is the action energy that makes all these things possible, okay. Mars is directly the finances. So in the last 2-3 months, okay, I have been understanding about grounding because Jupiter is transiting in Taurus, okay, which happens to be my 12th house. That means I carry a lot of ancestral karma as far as grounding is concerned. And I have taken on that ancestral karma so that I can basically dismantle the entire process of grounding, okay, the entire process of material attachment and detachment or non-attachment and creatorship basically. So how do you learn to become a creator from a place of having forgotten? In order to forget your creatorship, you have to take on a lot of karma, okay, like Taurus being in the 12th house or Ketu being with Venus, and Venus does not only uh, symbolize material grounding, but it also symbolizes emotional grounding, okay. So if you have Taurus in the 12th house, it shows karmic debt related to material grounding as well as emotional grounding, okay. Look at this side, so beautiful. So we so I have been in a process where I'm understanding attachment and detachment, okay. And what I realized is the soul can swing in any polarity, okay, and both polarities can be karmic, because the place of balance or neutrality is the place of non-attachment, which is not about over-attachment, which comes from a state of inner lack, and also it's not about rejection of the material aspect of life, which again comes from a place of fear. So if there is any polarization related to planets or aspects of self like Saturn, Venus and Mars, the material aspects, if there's any polarization regarding the material aspects, it basically means that there is either a state of lack there, and that lack is coming from a place of trauma, or there is also a state of fear there, which is again coming from a place of trauma. So let me continue. The clouds are just covering the entire landscape. You can see that. So this whole aspect of non-attachment or over-attachment, these things can be really tricky. But a teacher who is able to see through the soul wounds, who can read the energy, whether the soul is in a state of alignment or some type of fracturing there, some type of soul loss there. Only this type of teacher can really ultimately help you to come into a state of neutrality or non-attachment. Because neutrality or non-attachment is about being in the center of the storm, being the creator. Because when you understand how to create something from the soul self through the alignment of the soul bodies, through a state of wholeness, when you're able to create and manifest, that is the point when you lose the over attachment, and that is the point when you lose the fear of attachment and fear of negativity also. And until and unless you're able to transmute those deep core soul wounds, you will always be swinging to one polarity or the other polarity. Because sometimes I wonder and I feel like there are people who really almost torture themselves. I see sometimes yogis living a certain type of a life and then suffering paralysis. I read of a story of one yogini, she lived on very little in one of the Himalayan caves. I understand very well the need for solitude, but I don't understand the need for masochism or self-abuse, because God did not create human beings to starve or to be tortured in the cold. I wouldn't understand which kind of God would want to inflict that level of self-punishment. The way God created us was to live in abundance. That's why we talk about returning to Eden. Look at the clouds. And in my relationship with my divine masculine or my Guru Tattva or my higher self, my Guru has always taught me that I am abundance and I am worthy of abundance. Then why do people deny themselves? Or why do people get overly greedy? Because they're not willing to let go of the ego self. They're not willing to let go of those trauma-based patternings. That seems harder for them. It seems easier for them to starve themselves or to deny themselves than to let go of the trauma-based patterning. But the focus of ascension is healing these deep core soul wounds. Because right now, life in the last 15 days, here in my journey, life put me into such situations, right? where I manifested something beautiful, and then I realized that I had to let it go, and I very effortlessly let it go, and I chose something less beautiful. I chose something less significant. And like 4 or 5 days after that, I manifested something equally as beautiful. So basically, I was tested to see if I was in the state of neutrality or non attachment. And it didn't matter if I wanted to buy 3 Cadburys from the shopping mall, because I'm not buying from a state of attachment, and I'm not punishing myself because I know that I am in a state of attachment. I'm not in any of those patterns. And why am I telling all this? I'm not boasting about myself, seriously, because I need to be holding a certain vibration. I'm just simply sharing with you the vibration that I'm holding. Because this is not about judgment, this is about getting to the core trauma patterning that is creating the swinging from one polarity to another. In either case, you are externally focused, whether you are avoiding material things and denying yourself, or whether you are overly attached to material things. Okay, so yes friends, this was my journey about understanding about the attachment and the detachment lesson. Okay, because that is all about Mars in Taurus energy, and Mars entered Taurus on the 12th, but actually 1 week before Mars entered Taurus, let's just say around 5th of July, for me the energy was already in Taurus. Like already I could feel the Martian energy uh, causing me to clear all these ancestral patterns. And since I'm in a consistent state of sadhana, I had to process a lot of ancestral stuff that was preventing me from detaching. Okay, so in order in order to learn how to create and manifest, you have to go through all these lessons, because you are being called to create and manifest a new world from a non karmic state, not from a state of attachment or from a state of denial, not from a state of karmic patterns induced by some unresolved trauma. You are called to manifest from 0 point consciousness. Okay, so friends, if you are interested in taking a session with me, because I've realized that taking a session with me is like 60% of the work that we do, but 40% is just interaction, energy interaction. Whether you interact with me during the session, whether you interact with me in between while doing the session, I also offer a free consultation call which is like 45 minutes to 1 hour, where I get to know about you and your journey. Okay, and to see if we are really compatible to work, because usually my clients come in for session number 2, session number 3, and session number 4. Okay, and 30 to 40% of the healing also happens just through the interaction with the teacher. Okay, because I am called to hold a state of neutrality, and if I do people pleasing, then that would not make me a teacher, that would put me back into the ego state. Okay, and you will not get the benefit of this session, you will not get the 40% benefit at all, because I have to be in a state of neutrality, because my work is healing the grids also. How do you do grid work? You do grid work by taking right decisions. You do grid work by walking your life from a 5D perspective, from a state of singularity. Okay, so friends, this is what I had to share with you. Feel free to book a session with me. You can donate to me via PayPal, the link is given below, or GPay works in USA and Europe, I think. And even if you are India, you can donate to me via GPay, Paytm, because I do share a lot of interesting stuff over here. And put your comments down, okay? And if you feel guided to, you can connect with me on WhatsApp. And if you are respectful enough and know how to interact with the divine feminine, then we can have a healthy interaction there also, okay? So take care and lots of love to all of you, my soul family. Hope all of you get very, very focused on your ascension path, because the ascension path is not something out there and spiritual. The ascension path is a path of learning how to manifest in a non karmic way. That's all. Okay, bye for now, and I will see you again next time. Bye bye.